Well, hello everybody and welcome to Vinyltreasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, coming to you live on this March 1st, 2025 as we begin the month of March here. As time flies when you're having fun, I want to welcome you to the 50s and early 60s edition of the Vinyltreasure Show. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, spinning original vinyl 45s as requested by you, the listeners. And we're going to be here till from 9 till midnight, and I'm really probably no later than 12:30. Now that is a fact this time because got the request down quite a bit to one request per listener. Have a couple specials here as suggested. I'll mention who the suggesters were, but it was actually a pretty good idea, and I fitted into a bunch of the requests for tonight. So it should be good. I haven't done features here in a long time. Used to do theme shows when I wasn't getting any requests, but the show has really exploded here. So thank you all, those of you tuned in on Oldies and More Radio, also live on the YouTube stream. And those of you watching me on your sofas, on your ITVs or your tablets or your PCs or your phones. That's how you can tune into the Vinyltreasure Show if you like the visual. If you don't like the visual, you can listen to the stream on Oldies and More Radio. And we opened up with a cool rockin' tune there, an instrumental request for listener Charles Liebman, this singer, pianist, songwriter, and band leader from New Orleans, Louisiana. Tommy Ridgley. Tommy Ridgley started his professional career in the late 1940s with the Dave Bartholomew Orchestra. Ended up eventually recording for the Imperial record label, having a number of releases on Imperial, but would leave Imperial in 1953 to sign with Atlantic. This was his second release on the Atlantic. Tommy Ridgley and his orchestra. He's on piano there. Lee Allen was on the tenor sax, I think, and Alvin Red Tyler on baritone sax. A song that he wrote, a song called Jam Up. Johnny G doesn't want to get jammed up here. And that one there from September 54 on the Yellow and Black Atlantic label. Tommy Ridgley by request for listener Charles Liebman with Jam Up. So not to be further jammed up here, we count down the music chronologically here on the Saturday edition, all original 45s for tonight. And let's open up the vocal portion with a request for listener Bill Schmaltz in our YouTube chat. I saw Bill in the YouTube chat room. This was, also this was on, I think, Chris Reed's list. Many of you send lists to Johnny G at vinyltreasures@aol.com. If I can knock out two requests for one, I will do that. And we're going to do it with this one as we head to Detroit, Michigan, for the debut single for this group. They were known as the Royals. This came out on Sid Nathan's Federal record label, a tune written by Johnny Otis, and it features Charles Sutton on lead. Some of you may know this song as done back in 1961 by Gladys Knight and the Pips, but this was the original. For Bill Schmaltz in our YouTube chat, and also for Chris Reed, we go to March of 52 for the Royals on the Federal record label, and the original version of Every Beat of My Heart.
In every beat of my heart, there's a beat for you. Although we're so far apart, my love is true. In all my conversations, you're my inspiration. Everything I do, I'll do for you. In every post of mine, there's a post of you. In every toast of wine, there's a toast to you. All night long, right or wrong, I'll keep dreaming of you. In every beat of my heart, there's a beat for you. And every boast of mine, there's a buzz for you. And every toast of wine, there's a toast to you. All night long, right or wrong, I'll keep dreaming of you. In every beat of my heart, there's a beat for you.
Here you go. Good to the last drop there. That's the sound of the Royals. The Royals from March 1962 on the Federal label by request for listener Bill Schmaltz in our YouTube chat room. The original version of Every Beat of My Heart. Let's stay in 1952 for this group out of Baltimore, Maryland. And it's a request for listener Julian McCroy. They had 12 releases on the Atlantic record label, and Julian requested the B-side of the 45, their third release for Atlantic. The A-side was a big R&B hit for the group, was number 6 on the Billboard R&B chart. Their version of the tune Wheel of Fortune, but Julian requested the flip. It features Ernie Warren on lead from January 52. Let's give a listen to the Cardinals. The Cardinals on the Atlantic label for Julian. It's called Kiss Me Baby, the Cardinals.
Smile, pretty baby, baby, please don't frown. Smile, pretty baby, baby, please don't frown. When you smile like that, makes my love come down. Kiss me, pretty baby, pucker up your lips. Kiss me, pretty baby, pucker up your lips. Your kiss is fine as wine, sweeter than the honey tree. Now kiss me, baby.
Oh yeah!
Hold me tight.
Oh yeah!
Feels so good that I wanna take a bite. Now kiss me, baby. Pucker up your lips. Your kiss is fine as wine, sweeter than the honey tree. Move, pretty mama, like you did before. Move, pretty mama, like you did before. And when you're through, mama, come back and move some more. Now rock, pretty mama, please don't never stop. Now rock, pretty mama, please don't never stop. Put your arms around me, let me blow my top. Well, rock, pretty mama,
Yeah!
while the moon shines bright.
Yeah!
Make me know that you're mine tonight. Well, rock, pretty mama. Please don't never stop. Put your arms around me. Let me blow my
There you go. That one there by request for listener Julian McCroy. I think was that Ernie Warren? I don't know. It sounded like him in a different voice. Maybe it's not. I think it was though. But he was with the group then. He wasn't drafted in the service yet. I think he was on all those early releases because I know there was another singer that filled in for him. But that one there from January '52 on the Atlantic label. That's the flip side of Wheel of Fortune. He's definitely on Wheel of Fortune, which is actually that one was recorded even much earlier. I think I didn't check Ferdy Gonzalez though. Those are the Cardinals for Julian McCroy, great group out of Baltimore. Their third release for the Atlantic label, song entitled "Kiss Me, Baby." I think somebody else recorded that also. If I'm not mistaken, was it Dave Bartholomew that did that? Maybe, I'm not sure. But anyway, Johnny G losing his mind. Let us continue here in 1952, and let's fill a request. Actually, it's not a request. It's actually a birthday wish. Want to wish Andy Lamusio, a listener to the program, a very happy birthday. I think, Andy, you turned 84 today. And I have many listeners in their 80s. You all know who you are. Andy is one of them. And he lived the music, so we want to wish Andy Lamusio a very happy birthday. And he asked me to pick a song for him. So we're going to send this one out to Andy, this group from Brooklyn, New York. First recording for Jerry Lipskin's Onyx label, not the Velours Onyx label. This is another Onyx label, and that was back in 1951. They recorded 6 sides for him, but none were released, and the group became discouraged, and they ended up signing with Columbia Records, who put their releases out on the, I think they revitalized the OK label as their R&B label, and they put their singles out on the resurrected OK record label, and this was their second of third on the label, and the one they first recorded for Onyx, but they re-recorded it for OK Records. It came out in March of 1952. It features Jane Taylor on lead, and we're going to send this one out to Andy Lamusio. Sometimes I feature the Enchanters version of this on the Jubilee record label, but I haven't featured this version in a while, so let's send this one out to the birthday boy, Andy Lamusio, from May 52. The Sugar Tones on the OK record label. It's called Today Is Your Birthday. It's for Andy Lamusio. Here you go, Andy.
Today is your birthday. I wish you happiness. Today is your birthday. I hope it brings the best. This birthday song belongs to you, and with a heart that's true, I hope this song will bring you joy and make your dreams come true. So here's to your birthday. May you have many more, with all the blessings heaven has in store.
is your birthday. I want to wish you all the happiness. This day is your birthday, and I do hope that it brings the best.
Be happy on your birthday, and I'll be happy too. Is many happy birthdays to you.
There you go. That's a happy birthday wish to Andy Lamusio celebrating a birthday today. That's the sound of the Sugar Tones. The Sugar Tones with Jane Taylor on lead, May 1952 release on the OK record label. It's called Today Is Your Birthday, and indeed it is. Johnny G here on a Saturday. Hope you're digging on the tunes. If you are new to the program, please consider subscribing, those of you that are on YouTube, as we have a big crowd here tonight. So thank you, everybody, tuned into the program. Let us move to 1953 now. Fill a request for Edmund Williams, who cannot tune into the program. He is on a cruise with his wife. He is heading down to New Orleans. He told me he was doing that, and he will be attending the Mardi Gras down in New Orleans, and he appropriately requested this tune by a singer you all know, also from New Orleans, Louisiana. He would have 69 releases for the Imperial record label between 1950 and 1964, and this was his 14th release. This tune first written and recorded by Professor Longhair in 1949, and let's give a listen to this rendition by Fats Domino by request for Edmund Williams. We'll send it out to Edmund and his wife on the cruise from March 53. Fats Domino with Mardi Gras in New Orleans for Edmund.
Mardi Gras. Well, I'm going to New Orleans. I'm going to see the Mardi Gras. When I get to New Orleans, I want to know what's carnival for. Got my ticket in my hand. I'm going to go to New Orleans. Got my ticket in my hand. I'm gonna go to New Orleans. And when I get to New Orleans, I wanna see the Zulu King. When I see the Zulu King down on Rampart in Doowop. When I see the Zulu King down on Rampart in Doowop, I'm gonna sit right there until I see the Zulu Queen.
There you go. That one there going out to Edmund Williams. He's not tuned into the program. He will watch on the archive, he told me. He is currently on a cruise with his wife down to New Orleans for the Mardi Gras. And there we go. We featured Fats Domino from March 1953 on the Imperial record banner with Mardi Gras in New Orleans is the name of the tune. As we continue here with a flip side request now, we are in the block 1953 for listener Daniel Kubacki. I think Darrell Letts also requested this flip side, featured this group from Harlem, New York. They're known as the Velvets with their second of three on Bobby Robinson's Red Robin label. It was a request for listener Emnon. The song was called I, one letter, I, but Daniel and Darrell requested the flip side. Again, it features Charles Sampson on lead from November 53. Here are the Velvets on Red Robin with their tune called At Last.
At last, we're together to start anew. I'll always remember you. Remember you. At last, we're together to start again. Baby, it's not the same. Not the same. Now bells will ring and choirs will sing. This love was meant to be, but people will know that I loved you so. This love was meant to be. Oh yes, at last we're together to start again. Darling, it's not the same. Not the same.
And I love you so. This love was meant to be.
Oh yes, at last we're together to start anew. I'll always remember you.
And that's November 53 release there on the Red Robin record label, going out to Daniel Kubacki and Darrell Letts. Those are the Velvets. The Velvets, their second release on Red Robin. That's Charles Sampson on lead. At Last is the name of the tune. I showed my mother the playlist. She goes, "Oh, I like At Last." I said, that's not That is not the At Last that you're thinking of by Etta James, but I did play that on the Soul Show not too long ago. With Johnny G here on a Saturday. Thank you all for being here and tuned into the program here. My voice is, I don't know, I think my speakers are working okay, Darren. Thank you for that information. But let us continue here with the requests as we move into 1954. This is for listener James Stone in our YouTube chat room as we go to Hollywood, California for the Kicks label. Some rare records on this Kicks record label, and it's the only release for this group. They're called the Stylers. Now, the song was written by Walter Simmons, who I think had an earlier release as Walter Lee Simmons and the Song Stylers on a label called Crystal Records. But here they are as just the Stylers, and this is from September of 54, and this is going out to James Stone in our YouTube chat room. The Stylers on Kicks. It's called Gentle as a Teardrop. The Stylers.
If I am the one you choose to hold you, do you think that your love for me would be true? I'd hold you, caress you, and never be rude. I'm as gentle as a teardrop. I'd try not to be foolish, you could have your way. For love is a thing that holds us close every day. I'd build you a castle that would never, never decay. I'm as gentle as a teardrop, but if you have to think it over for a while, I'll wait, my love, I'll wait for you all alone. All alone. Like a knight in armor, I'll be there to shield you, dear, from now on. So if I am the one you choose to hold you, do you think that your love for me would be true? I'd hold you, caress you, and never, never be rude. I'm as gentle as a teardrop.
But if you have to think it over for a while, I'll wait for you, I'll wait for you all alone.
Like a knight in armor, I'll be there to shield you, dear, from now on.
Magic moon, bring her close to me, she's marvelous. Can you see those angel eyes got me restless?
Like the love of a lovebird, I'm crazy for happiness. Gentle, I'm as gentle as a teardrop. I'm as gentle, darling, as a teardrop.
Yeah, sounds of California here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there going out to a listener, James Stone, September 1954 release. The group is called the Stylers. That's on the Kicks record label, Gentle as a Teardrop. I forget where I bought that. I think it was from Mike Demersion. I think I bought that. The other one, which is harder, I think the other one is much harder. Who is it? The Squires, I think, on that label. I have a Walter Fuller. I have some other ones on this label also. Oh, the other one is much harder. Jerry Diaz really banged me with that one on that 45. But I like that tune for James Stone. Let us continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Now, I want to thank, I'm constantly getting ideas to bring some kind of specials into the program here. And one of them was suggested by Bill Sheriff, who's a listener to this program. And he said, Johnny G, why don't you play? Because I did it. I think I did it, was it last week I did it? I played 2 renditions of the Royal Jokers and the Bobby Smith and the Dream Girls of Mine All Mine, you know, She's Mine All Mine, and did a comparison, kind of like that Ronnie I did that time. But I have, I think, 3 comparisons tonight, and they all revolve around requests. So I think that might be a good feature, and maybe some of you are familiar at least with one of the 2, or maybe both of them for all that matters. But sometimes there are more renditions of the tune. So I tried to play the original, I think, with each one, and then one of the covers. Well, not really technically a cover. Cover comes out at the same time, but I call them covers. I think it was actually a good idea that Frank Gingaro mentioned on the R&B Serenade. But, or I see he brought that up about covers. And anyway, but so this brings us to this first one. It revolves around a request for Big Dave Swinger in our YouTube chat room. Actually, both of these records do. And I had some information that Big Dave sends me a big list of things and some information about the records, which is actually pretty cool. And he is in the, maybe, I think, are you in, I don't know if it's St. Louis or Louisville, Kentucky, but it's in that area there with his record store and whatnot. So actually, this is an official request for listener Big Dave Swinger as we head to Cincinnati, Ohio for this group. They were known as the Charms. They had so many great releases on Sid Nathan's deluxe record label. Now this Big Dave requested the B-side to the group's 7th release on deluxe. The A-side was a hit for it was a pretty decent R&B hit, a number 8 Billboard R&B hit for the group called Two Hearts. But this is the flip side, written by Henry Stone and Lois Mann, which is an alias for label owner Sid Nathan, and the lead singer on this, of course, Otis Williams. So then I'm going to follow it up with this same song, although it doesn't have the same title, and it's maybe slightly different at the beginning, and we're going to go out of year for this. So we're going to hear this one from November of 54, then we're going to go to April of 59 for the same song as done by this group out of Dayton, Ohio, and they included Sonny Jackson, he was the first tenor, Leroy Frederick, second tenor, Willie Bing Davis, baritone, Charles Hill, the bass, and the lead singer Frank Williams. And collectively they were known as the Elviros. So I'm going to play the Charms, and then I'm going to play the Elviros. And it was their lone release that came out on Eddie and Don Ravel's Ravello label, which was out of Louisville, Kentucky. So we're going to play them back to back to hear you can hear them. Maybe you might like one better than the other. But up first is a request for Big Dave Swinger, the great Charms, Otis Williams and the Charms from November 54. It's a B-side. It's called The First Time We Met. This is for Big Dave Swinger.
Young
Lovers are frowned on by elders, you see. Don't worry, my darling, you still have me.
The first kiss you gave me, I'll always remember. I was just a child then. Your lips were so tender. That kiss I remember, for that was the first day we we'll cherish our love. Now hear what they say. Until the day we die, the first kiss you gave me, I'll always remember. I was just a child till then. Your lips were so tender. That kiss I'll remember. For that was the first day we met. First day we met. The first kiss you gave me. The first day we met. I'll remember, darling, long after I'm dead. The first kiss you gave me, I'll always remember. I was such a child then. Your lips were so tender. That kiss I remember was that of the first day we met. The first day we met. Now when I hold you in my arms, my heart is on fire. Hold on to your love is my one desire. People laughed at our love because we were so young. So let them say what they want about you. Let them say what they want to. We'll cherish our love until the day we die. Now when I hold you in my arms, my heart is on fire. To hold on to your love is my one desire. People laughed at our love because we were so
There you go. There we had a comparison. It's not exactly the same song. It's slightly different, which is probably why they did not give writer credit there to the original writers of the song. They just gave the group credit, and they were called the Elviros, EL space VIREOS, the Elviros. Came out in April of 1959. I couldn't date that one, Big Dave. Thank you for that information. And also, Dave said that in his email, his list, he said that this supposedly was cut at the Fraternity Records studio, recording studio, Fraternity Records out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I guess downtown Cincinnati, they had their recording studio. And if I can say the story, which he gave me an interesting story about this record, okay, and how he received his copy of this. I thought that was pretty cool, Big Dave, to say the least. But he met up with a singer by the name of Bob Bowman. And Bob Bowman and his group, I forget the name, the Charades maybe, they had the first release on this label, Ravello Records. And I don't know how you got in touch, how he got in touch with you, by word of mouth or whatever. Maybe came to the store. Well, maybe it was too young, because this was a while ago, I think. But he was looking for a copy of his record. Okay, so it just so happened that Big Dave had a copy of the record, and he gave it to him. And so the guy said, well, what do you want for the record? And he jokingly said, a copy of this record. So it turned out that he happened to have a copy of the record, and he brought it into Big Dave. And that is a cool story, Big Dave, I have to say, even him signing it, although he is no longer with us, that singer. I think he said he mentioned that passed away in 2009, but he did have the first release on this Ravello label, and which I do not have. I don't think I do. Maybe I do, and I don't remember. I just never checked. But I thought that was a pretty cool story, Big Dave. And he wanted him to have the copy. There you go. But this is from April 59, the Elviros on Ravello Records. First Kiss is the name of the tune. Prior to that, we heard The Charms. It wasn't exactly word for word, but it was definitely inspired to that Last Kiss tune. It was called The First Time We Met from November 54. And that had crackle in it because that was a polished 45. Couldn't find my mint copy, but I had that one, polished 45. It's when a dealer goes to the record shows and he offers to buy VG records for 50 cents or $1. Then with this case, I think it was some type of, you know how you compound a scratch out of your your 57 Chevy Impala, how you would compound it, you'd put some, I don't know what you put on it, wax, and you would compound it. Well, that's what they used to do to these 45s. And sometimes they played okay, I don't know, it depended, but sometimes it just don't do it. Sell it as a VG record and be done with it. Sometimes the VJs play well, but unfortunately in my early days of collecting, that was the case on some of the records. And some of the guys would take it back, no questions asked. You could mail it back to them. But it was a pain in the neck because I'm like, these don't play well. The fidelity is off. It's not good. So you have to be careful of polished records. And I don't know, I think you have to either say it's polished or it may look mint, but it can't be mint because the label's all scuffed up. So you young collectors out there, just be weary of that, okay? There you go. Johnny G babbling on too much. Let us continue here. And we are in the year 1955 now. And fill a request for listener Mike Sape in our YouTube chat room. And he wants to send this one out to Lenny G. Glad you are here. Lenny was under the weather on the Wednesday night show. He didn't feel well. But I'm glad you're feeling better, Lenny, and wants to send it also out to Rob B., this group out of Detroit, Michigan. They included Johnny Franklin, James Martin, William Sonny Sanders, Ted Struggs, and supposedly the lead singer on this is Freddie Gorman. And this is the same Freddie Gorman that recorded for the Miracle label, related to Motown Records, and also Rick Tick Records, and was also a member of the Originals that recorded for Berry Gordy Jr.'s soul label. Either he's on lead or he is in this group. Maybe on this side, I'm not sure. But the group is called the Quail Tones. And the band leader, Sax Carey, he gets top billing on this, and he also wrote the tune, probably working out a deal with Jerry Blaine, because this is on a New York City label. It's Josie Records. And from July of 1955, let's give a listen to the Quail Tones. Actually, it says Sax Carey and the Quail Tones. And this is by request from Mike Sape in Connecticut, sending this one out to both Lenny and Rob in the chat room. The song is called Roxanna.
Caressing me, it makes me so happy. It's all I want, baby. Your love is so crazy, so grand.
you go. By request for listener Mike Sape in our YouTube chat room, he wants to send that one out to Lenny G and Rob B. That's the sound of the Quail tones. Excuse me. The Quail tones. Hold on a second here. Did this print out? Yes, it did. The Quail tones on Jerry Blaine's Josie record label from July '55. It's called Roxanna, and this group would also record as the Fidel Tones on the Poop Deck label in 1960. I have that record. I haven't played it here, but I do have the record on the Poop Deck record label. Johnny G here on a Saturday. Thank you all for being here, tuning into the program. If you're new to the program, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about this show, as this is called, we're calling it our course here. This is Learning TV and Enjoyment TV. Where can you learn about the groups and also enjoy the music? It's two things. People just play the records. Who cares about playing the records? Got to know a little bit about it and a little bit of the backstory and how it affects Johnny G. So let's continue here. And we are in the year 1955. Let's fill a request for listener George Chestnut as we go to the Nutmeg State for a group out of New Haven, Connecticut. And first recording as the Liars. Is that how you say it, Johnny? The Liars on J&G Records. That was back in 1953. But they signed with Al Silver's Herald label in 1955 and recorded as the Nutmegs. Now, this was a 45 that was in my aunt's collection. And this isn't her copy. It's hard to find this record clean, I think, and it's not that hard of a record to find. But when you want to find clean copies, because this was a hit here in the New York area and other areas also on the East Coast. Their first release on the Herald record label, and it's the group's biggest hit, their first of 7, written by the lead singer of the group, Leroy Griffin. This was a big number 2 R&B hit for the group from April '55 for George Chestnut, the Nutmegs on Herald. It's their classic. It's called Story Untold for George.
Well, here in my heart there's a story untold of a girl who left me standing in the cold, and since she's been away, I've never had a happy day. I hope and I pray that she'll hear my plea, and maybe someday she'll come back to me. For here in my heart there's a story untold. But after all you said and done, you said we'd be as one. But darling, I found I was wrong. But what did you do right from the start? You made a fool of me and then you broke my heart. Well, I hope and I pray that you'll hear my plea, and maybe someday she'll come back to me. For here in my heart there's a story untold. A story untold.
Yeah, and that's the original. If you have it on the flashback label, I don't know what take they took, but his voice cracks at the end of it. You know, when they did the reissues, when they did the reissues on some of these things, they put the wrong records on the reissues because they didn't know what they were doing. I remember when I worked at Sony Music, that my boss, Brian Kelleher, he says, John, they didn't have rhyme or reason on any of the numbers or any of the stuff that they did. They just winged it. There was never a thought process to it. But I'm not going to say that because at least they did put sometimes the year in the matrix numbers, so they were smart enough to do that. But they said, Johnny, you're thinking too hard. They never thought that much about the stuff they were putting out. They just wanted to put it out, and they just wanted to make money. That was their main thing. But there you go. That is a classic by request for listener George Chestnut, April 55. That is the first of 7 on the Herald record label for Leroy Griffin and the Nutmegs. Story Untold is the name of the tune, a classic. Let us continue here. I had to change the needle on this because this sounds better with a 78 needle, as some of the records do, especially on this label JD. But this is a request for listener David Silberg in our YouTube chat room. This singer, previously lead of the Crickets, that also recorded for the JD label. They also recorded for MGM prior to that. But he began a solo career, but also continued singing with vocal groups at the same time. And I think he was lead of the Bachelors, of the Monterey's, and but first recording solo for Joe Davis's JD record label. And his first record was the song called I'll String Along With You. I think, well, that's what's here. I don't know if that was it. That came out in March of 55. David requested his follow-up that gives writer credits to Wynn's disc jockey, I think it does, Alan Freed. So I would bet $1,000 that Alan Freed played this song. Marvin Pod, you might be able to second that. But he probably played this record. And this is from May of 1955 by request for David Silberg in our YouTube chat room. This is Dean Barlow. Dean Barlow on JD Records. The song is called Forever. This is for David Silberg.
Ever let you go.
Yes, a great sound of Dean Barlow there. No group backing him up, but still good to the last drop. That one there by request for listener David Silberg in our YouTube chat. And that's May 1955, Joe Davis's JD record label. Forever is the name of the tune. Imagine if it had a vocal group there. That would make that record so cool. It's Johnny G here on a Saturday. Thank you all for being here. Those of you tuned in on Oldies and More Radio, also live on YouTube as we continue. Let's go to Chicago now. Actually, here we go. We're going to do a comparison on this next, again, suggested by Bill Sheriff, as we're going to play two versions of this. This is the original version of the song up first, and a request for Bill Sheriff as we head to Chicago. They had 4 releases on Leonard Allen State's record label, also located in Chicago, and Bill requested their first, co-written by the lead singer Dallas Ellis, and the other one, I think his name is Al Smitty Smith. And it's interesting because how it relates to the I guess a true cover that came out at the same time, or around the same time. This was a big. This was probably the biggest seller on the States record label. This was a big number 10 R&B hit for the group. Actually on number 4 on WRR in Dallas, Texas. And this is from January of 55. We're going to start it off first with the original, the Dandeliers. The Dandeliers on the States label for Bill Sheriff. It's called Chop Chop Boom.
Lord, 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 it's on a man all the time that chop-chop boom, come on the tongue. Oh, well, my baby's always saying that chop-chop boom, but Lord, I can't stand it, gonna leave here sore. The count funny noise, I can't take it no more. Gonna get in my hat, Lord, and hit the door. Chop-chop boom. I had a talk with my baby, Lord, I tried to find out just what the chopping song was all about. My baby wouldn't tell me what did she said. You know it always reminds me of a busted head. Chop chop boom, when we go out walking like a two-folk show, just about the time that I'm feeling good, she meets a friend, she calls her Bessie May. Then they get together, you will hear them say, chop chop boom, chop chop boom, chop chop boom. I didn't know she was doing me wrong till they started humming that song. Chop chop boom, chop chop boom. Oh, well, my baby's gone and left me. I think I know why. I bet Case has told her a lie. Now they're gone home just humming that tune, and I'm left sad with that chop chop boom, chop chop boom, chop chop boom. Lord, 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 it's on the man all the time. Chop chop boom, 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 chop chop boom.
There you go, January 55 release there for the Dandeliers. That's their debut single, their first of 4 on the States label. Dallas Taylor on lead, Chop Chop Boom is the name of the tune. Now, the interesting thing is that this cover version came out on the West Coast on Jake Porter's Combo record label. Of course, it gives the band leader Jack McVie, he gets top billing on this. And this is by a group called Al Smith and the Savoys. And the interesting thing is, on the writer credit of this, they have A. Smith. But A. Smith also, but it was Al, I think, Smitty Smith, who wrote the original with the lead singer, Dallas Taylor. But they put this one out. I guess the label owner, Jake Porter, trying to be cute. There is no writer on the flip side of this, and I forget. I think it's an instrumental. No, maybe not. I just don't remember. But anyway, let's do the comparison here of the versions. You just heard the Chicago-based version. Let's go out to the West Coast, Hollywood, California, from January '55. Al Smith and the Savoys and their rendition of the tune "Chop Chop Boom."
Lord, Lord, Lordy, Lordy, so many, all I tell you, chop, chop, boom, chop, chop, boom. Oh, well, my baby's always singing that chop, chop, boom. Lord, I can't stand it, gonna leave her soon. The count's on the Lord, he can't take it no more. But I'm getting my head, Lordy, hit the door. I had a talk with my baby, Lord, tried to find out just what the job and song was all about. My baby wouldn't tell me, but this she said, you know, it always reminds me of a busted head. When we go walking like the two of us should, just about the time that I'm feeling good. She meets a friend we call a Bessie May. When they get together, you can hear them say. My friend had ace, still didn't know she was doing me wrong. Till they started humming that song. Oh, well, my baby's gone and left me, and I think I know why. I bet Cathead has told her a lie. Now they're going on just humming that tune, and I'm left sad with that chop chop boom, chop chop boom.
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. There you go. That's the sound of Al Smith and the Savoys from January 1955. That's on the Combo, Jake Porter's Combo Records out of Hollywood, California. We heard the original version as done by the Dandeliers for Bill Sheriff, song called Chop Chop Boom. And there you go, the West Coast version by Al Smith and the Savoys, Chop Chop Boom. Johnny G here on a Saturday. Gotta say something for Oldies and More Radio. They asked me to read this. That Oldies and More Radio brings you the best in rock, pop, doo-wop, and Motown and soul from the 1950s through the 1970s. Now, it's that time of year when we're asking for your support, since we are entirely supported by you, our listeners. All the DJs and staff volunteer their time, and the only source of support is from our listeners. Donations pay for the fees for the music we play, along with our website, chat room, hosting, and rental of our radio server. We've made it easy for you to donate by going to the www.oldiesnmoreradio.com, click on the Support Us tab, and then click on Donate. You'll have a choice to donate with your major credit card, debit card, or with PayPal. PayPal makes it easy to donate with your debit or major credit card, as well as with your banking account. We thank you all so much for your continued support of Oldies and More Radio. Of course, Johnny G is also broadcasting live on YouTube at my expense. It is. But thank you all for being here, and I hope you're enjoying the show. If you are, please give me a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel as we continue here. Now, last week, I featured this great group from the Bronx, New York, played their third of 4 on Joe Davis's JD record label. I think Big Dave Swinger requested it. Yes, for Big Dave Swinger. He requested Lillian Leach and the Mellows, their tune, I Was a Fool to Let You Go. But we're going to hear the flip side of this 45 before it goes back down in the no humidity basement. We'll send it out to Big Dave Swinger. This was their follow-up to Smoke from Your Cigarette from February 55. Here are the Mellows on JD, the great Lillian Leach on lead. It's called I Still Care.
My darling, you're leaving me. Don't go. With tears in my eyes, you couldn't know how much I care, or else you'd realize I love you, I need you, I want you to be mine. Oh, yes, it hurts me to know that we must part. I'll always have a memory here in my heart. I pray one day you will return and say to me, I still care. I miss your tender touch. I need you oh so much to drive away my fears and kiss away my tears. Well, my darling, won't you come back and give my heart a chance to prove how much I want you and the thrill of our romance. Please come back to me and say, darling, I still care. Darling, I still care.
Yeah, it's good to the last drop, and that's a 45 on JD that you don't need to change the needle on. It plays really nice. The Mellows there. We'll send that one out to Big Dave Swinger, February 1955. That's their third of 4 on Joe Davis's JD record label. I Still Care is the name of the tune. Johnny G still cares to keep this music alive in its original format here, so thank you all for being here. We are in the 1956 slot now, and this is a request for UK listener Indrajit Advani, and he wants to send this one out to all the Vinyltreasure Show chatters. And this songwriter, singer, and record producer, born in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, but he was raised in San Diego, California, first recorded back in 1954 as Ducky Drake for the Trend label. And also, let me see, he's on, wait a minute. He's also on the B-side of his sister Dimples Harris single, I think on this label, Crest Records, Hey Mr. Jelly. But, wait a minute, wait a minute, Charlene. Let me read how she has this. Singing the B-side of his sister's Dimple Harris single. Okay, Hey Mr. Jelly is the A-side. The B-side is called 1992. But he would change his name to Bugaloo with his group called the Gallant Crew. Bugaloo and the Gallant Crew. And in 1956. And he wrote his name as Kent Harris. So that was his writing name, Kent Harris, a.k.a. Bugaloo. Now, Intrigit requested his first of two on Sylvester Cross's Crest label, which was out of Hollywood, California. I had to look for this one because I had the other one filed, but not this one. But this is from April 56 by request for UK listener Indrajit Advani. Bugaloo and his Gallant Crew on Crest Records. It's called Big Fat Lie. This is for Indrajit.
You say you went to the movie show, but you's a big fat lie. Yes, and if you're asking me how I know, I'll tell you why. Because you don't even know what was on the picture you said you saw being gone. Before you blink your eye, you a big fat lie. Now you say you went straight on home last night, but that's a big fat lie. Because you wasn't nowhere in sight when I come by. You was at that party next door, turning flip-flops in the middle of the floor, trying to play like you was high. You a big fat lie. In hot, but you's a big fat lie. I seen you sneaking in the pawn shop on the slide. Now you want me to sympathize, sitting there rolling your big moon eyes. And if you try to tune up and cry, you're a big fat lie. Leave a trace, but you's a big fat lie. You got crumbs all over your face, you stole the pie. Baby, if lies could make you fly, you'd have to build you a house in the sky. Cause every time you open your mouth, you're a big fat lie.
Yeah, that's going out to a UK listener, Indrajit Advani, sending it out to all the Vinyl Treasure chatters as Bugaloo and his Gallant Crew from April 56. His, his first of two on the Crest label out of California. Big Fat Lie is the name of the tune. Johnny G not saying any lies here. We are truth to fact with these original 45s in their conditions. I like to have everything in mint, but unfortunately I do not. But this next record sounds pretty nice, I have to say, and it's a request for listener Timothy in our YouTube chat room. This gal was just 15 years old when she made her debut with this release on the RCA subsidiary Groove record label. Now, she's believed to be the sister of Gene Alfred. He was the lead singer of the Four Knights. Her name, Annie Alfred. And she's being backed up on both sides by an uncredited group. They are the Nightcaps. And this is from October of 1956 by request for Timothy in our YouTube chat room. Annie Alfred on Groove Records. The song is called It's Heavenly.
It's heavenly to love someone like you. dear, I'll be right here to welcome you back home. I'll always keep a picture of you near.
A picture of you near.
So I can keep an eye upon you, dear. And every night before I sleep, I'll pray the Lord your soul to keep. It's heavenly to love someone like you. And every night before I sleep, I'll pray the Lord your soul to keep. It's heavenly to love someone like you. To love someone like you.
And as by request for listener Timothy in our YouTube chat room, that's the sound of Annie Alfred. Annie Alfred from October 56 with the uncredited Nightcaps backing her up on the Groove label. It's Heavenly is the name of the tune. I heard George Doowop Tompkins, when I used to tune into his show, that I wrote that down and put that on my want list, eventually found a copy of that, and I really like that tune. That's for Timothy. Let us continue here. We are in the 1956 block. Let's head back to Detroit now. Let's fill a request for listener Bob Bosco. Sent Johnny G an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. That is how you that's how you communicate with Johnny G. So you get those requests to me. Let's go to the legendary Fortune record label, Devorah Brown's Fortune Records, and this is the only release for this artist that Bob requested. His name is Chet Oliver. This tune written by William J. Price. It's with Joe Weaver and his Blue Note Band. Now, backup vocals here just lists a vocal quartet, doesn't mention the group, but the group is really the Don Juans, a.k.a. the $5, the uncredited $5, backing him up on this from September 56. Chet Oliver on the Fortune label, going out to listener Bob Bosco. It's called Cool as a Cucumber for Bob.
I know a chick who's sweet. She's a hot number, but she's alright. She's cool as a cucumber, sweet as cherry wine. I love that chick 'cause she's so cool and fine. When winter is gone, summer rolls around. No matter how she feels, she never turn a dabber down. She's cool as a cucumber, sweet as cherry wine. I love that chick 'cause she's so cool and fine. When it's laying in the shade, the wind seems to blow. The temperature runs about 40 below. She's cool as a cucumber, sweet as cherry wine. I love that chick 'cause she's so cool and fine. She's so cool and fine. She's so fine. Love that chick of mine, oh, she's so cool and fine. I love that chick 'cause she's so cool and fine.
Go, 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 hey! All play the piano, man. Yeah, yeah, hey, hey. Oh, here we go now, here we go.
She got eyes like potato, round like tomato. You can plan it now, but you gotta dig her later. She's cool as a cucumber, sweet as cherry wine. I love that chick 'cause she's so cool and fine. Yeah, now she's so cool and fine. Love that chick of mine. She's so cool and fine. Love that chick of mine. I love that chick 'cause she's so cool and fine.
There you go. That one there by request for listener Bob Bosco tuned into the program there. That is Chet Oliver and the Uncredited Don Juans, a.k.a. the $5, September 1956, on Fortune Records out of Detroit, Michigan. I didn't have that record. Every time I had a chance to buy that record, it was going for an astronomical price. So it was funny when I went to look at Greg Zurich's collection, there wasn't many Fortunes left. And because I didn't know where some of the label boxes were. So somebody brought out the Fortune box, and I said, look, I'm looking for two records there. I'm looking for an Earthquakes, a later Earthquakes, because mine didn't play well, which was not there, but this was there. So I ended up getting, that's Greg's copy of that. I didn't have it for many years. I know it was a big record out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So that was a big record out there. Ted Artkowski told me about that. But anyway, there you go for Bob Bosco. And speaking of Bob Bosco, he has an article in this quarter's Echo of the Past magazine. You can check it out. I'm glad that one of our listeners, Daniel, in our YouTube chat, that's great that you ordered the magazine there. And Bob does an article. I think you do it every week, Bob, if I'm not mistaken. He has a great article on Howard Tate. Okay, Howard Tate, and I think Howard Tate was a member of the Gainers, but also has some great soul records that I play on the Wednesday night show. And Frank Gingaro also has an article in here, and he has the next request coming up. And Frank Gingaro did an article on the Wayne Sterling story. I think there's going to be another part two, I think, Frank mentioned to me. But if you need to order this magazine, you should do it. It's Echoes of the Past magazine. He has the information here. I'll tell you, it is, you can reach out at echoes.past@yahoo.com. And you can contact Bob Belenak. He is the editor and publisher of the magazine, and it has a 1-year subscription, which is $19.99. You can get a 2-year subscription. That's what I do, so I don't have to just, it's just easier for 2 years. But it's $36.98, and it's also available in Canada and overseas. They have an overseas rate too. And but anyway, you should check out the magazine. It's got cool, because there used to be quite a few of these collector magazines out at the time. I have a lot in that I do own. Times Bim Bam Booms and a Record Exchanger, and there were other ones too. And actually, but not all the information was readily available. Now there's more information, but a lot of the artists aren't here anymore. I mean, it's like they're gone. So it's sometimes very difficult to get the information, because at least back then in the 70s, they were interviewing a lot of the original members of the group. But anyway, Frank Gingaro has an article there. And speaking of Frank Gingaro, who is host of the R&B Serenade that will be on tomorrow from 3 to 6, he told me he was going to be on, is back live. And that is the Rhythm and Blues Serenade with Frank Gingaro and Gordon Skagberg. That's Sundays, beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 to 6 on WRHU.org. And you could also listen on the internet. I'm sorry, WRHU 88.7 FM, and that's on Sundays beginning at 3 p.m. So they'll be back, Frank and Gordon. And Frank has this request, this girl group, as we go back to the Imperial record label, as this is the was interesting because, again, this is one of the songs that I'm going to play a cover to, because I never knew of this original version of the song. I always thought that the McGuire sisters did the record, because that was the 45 that my aunt purchased. I don't know why. I don't know where she was listening, because she used to listen to all the cool R&B stations, and but she didn't have this original. And this is by a group called the Honeybees. And the Honeybees on the Imperial record label, it's their first of two. They also recorded, I think, prior to this as the Gay Notes, I think. Also on Post, I think. Was it on Post, Frank? I think it was. But let's give a listen to this. Their first of two. This is the original version of this from July 56. These two writers. So for Frank Chingaro in our YouTube chat room, the Honeybees on Imperial, and the original version of Endless for Frank.
Endless, endless, my love for you is endless, endless. What can I do? I want you, I need you, I love you, darling, I do. Ooh, oh yes, it's endless, endless. The tears I cry are endless, endless. And you know why I want you, I need you, I love you, darling, I do. Like the clock on the shelf, my love goes on and on. I keep blaming myself. Every hour you're gone, gone, gone. Oh yes, it's endless, endless. Till you return, it's endless, endless. The fire will burn. I want you, I need you, I love you endlessly. Like the clock on the shelf, my love goes on and on. I've been blaming myself. Every hour you're gone, gone, gone. Oh, it's endless, endless. Till you return, it's endless, endless. The fire will burn. I want you, I need you, I love you endlessly. I need you, I want you, I love you endlessly.
Yeah, by request for listener Frank Chingaro in our YouTube chat room, those are the Honeybees. And Marvin Pod mentions in the chat room they were a duet. A duet. I wonder if one of them was Ruth Roberts, because it says R. Roberts on here, and I'm looking on the Coral Press. The one I showed you with the clearer label is my aunt's original copy. She's got her name on there, Mary M. This is her exact record, but it is trashed. I'll show it to you again. But she had the McGuire sisters version, so we go from a duet to a trio, and these gals were from Middleton, Ohio. This did chart nationally, so this was a hit for 52 on Billboard, 36 on Cashbox, number 8 on WOKY in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and they were Ruby Dorothy and Phyllis McGuire. They covered this tune from September 56. This is the one that my aunt purchased, the McGuire sisters, with their rendition of the tune, Endless.
Endless, endless, my love for you is endless, endless. What can I do? I want you, I need you, I love you, darling, I do. Ooh, oh yes, it's endless, endless. The tears I cry are endless, endless. And you know why I want you, I need you, I love you, darling, I do. Ooh, ooh. Like the clock on the shelf, my love goes on and on. I keep blaming myself. Every hour you're gone, gone, gone. Oh yes, it's endless, endless. Till you return, it's endless, endless. The fire will burn. I want you, I need you, I love you endlessly. Like the clock on the shelf, my love goes on and on. I've been blaming myself. Every hour you're gone, gone, gone. Oh, it's endless, endless. Till you return, it's endless, endless. The fire will burn. I want you, I need you, I love you endlessly.
Need you, I want you, I love you endlessly.
I need you, I want you, I love you endlessly.
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. There you go. That's the McGuire sisters version of Endless from September 1956 on the Coral record banner. And prior to that, we heard the original as requested by listener Frank Chingaro, the Honeybees on Imperial, with the original version of Endless. Johnny G here on a Saturday. Thank you all for being here and hope you're enjoying the tunes. If you are, please give me a thumbs up. Those of you that are signed in to YouTube have to open up an account with YouTube in order to chat and do that type of thing. But let us continue here with a Flipside request from last week. Actually featured this one of the rarer records to come out on George Goldner's Gone record label. Featured the Deltas as requested by listener Paul Michel. We heard the ballad side, Let Me Share Your Dream, tune written by the lead singer of the group, Eugene Morris Jr. And we're going to hear the flip side of this that Liam in Australia requested, and so did Daniel Kubacki from 1957. A rare 45 from 1957. The Deltas on Gone, and it's a frantic tune. Lenny, you cannot stroll to this. The Deltas with Lamplight.
Do da 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 do da 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 do da da whoa whoa do da da do da da do da da whoa whoa.
Let the night glow. My love for you, continue rolling.
you go. That's going out to, we'll say, Daniel Kubacki and Liam in Australia. 1957 release there, The Deltas on the Gone, George Goldner's Gone Records. The black label copy, I don't know, Big Dave, you're going to have a, maybe you will, when lots of our collectors are not here anymore. Maybe you'll have your pick of copies. I don't know how many copies there are, but it is a hard record to find, especially clean. Lamplight is the name of the tune. I think my first copy came out on a reissue label called Solid Records, which plays just horrible. And then you can get it. Then I think I paid like I don't know, $40 or $50 for the multicolor Gone label, because that is available. I don't know, maybe it's more than that now, but there you go. Great tune, the Deltas on Gone with Lamplight. That was Spence brought that to me. My jaw dropped when he did that. Anyway, let us continue here in 1957, and this record here is an original. We're going to follow it up with a cover of this tune. So we're going to hear the original first. This great group from Brooklyn, New York, had 2 releases on Danny Robinson's Holiday record label, and this happens to be the biggest hit for the group, and also the biggest hit for Danny Robinson's Holiday record label. And it features Johnny Hicks on lead. He co-wrote this tune. Johnny previously sang with a group called the Ivories on the Jaguar label. I have featured that record here on the program. Then we're going to follow it up. This one originally released in May of 57, and then a request for listener Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room for this singer that was previously a member of the Dots that recorded for the Caddy record label with the group's lead singer Jeanette Baker, who he would marry his real name Melvin Moore, but he recorded as Johnny Flamingo, and he has a number of solo releases on multiple labels, and this is one he did on the Malin label, which is the cover. Well, we can't call it a cover, but it is from June of '64, and there is somebody. I wonder if Jeanette Baker is with him on this, because there's a gal in the background that's singing. So Charlene doesn't have that here. But anyway, let's first give a listen to the original. And my aunt never had this record, although she loved both sides of this. This was on the Rumble album, May 57. The Love Notes on Holiday with their tune called United. We're going to follow it up with a request for Adrian by Johnny Flamingo from June 64 with the same tune, United. Here are the Love Notes.
Doop doo 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 doo.
Together we stand, divided we fall. Together in love, or no love at all.
We are united. Together we'll be, forever we'll stay till eternity. This love will stay, yes, and every way from now and days to come. We are united, you and me. I'll keep you happy. Just you wait and see. Every star in the sky is a token, oh yes, of true love. For the moment seemed like yes, but I'm glad, oh yeah, just to see, whoa, 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 the moment, you know it. You became united with me. We are united. This love is real. lovers should feel. No more will I roam. Yes, I found a new home, as our two hearts now beat as one.
Together we stand, divided we fall.
Yeah.
Together in love, or no love at all.
Yeah.
Are united, together we'll be, forever we'll stay, till eternity. This love will stay, yes, in every way, for now and days to come. Together in love, or no love at all.
There you go. That one there by request for listener Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. That's the Johnny Flamingo. I would bet that's Jeanette Baker singing in the background there. June 1964 release on the Malin Records, M-A-L-Y-N. Their rendition of the tune United. And prior to that, we heard the original by Johnny Hicks and the Love Notes from May 57 on Holiday Records. Their original version of United. Also, I could have used the Charms do a version of this, and also the Jive 5 recorded this, and I think Peaches and Herb also did that. Did in 67 maybe, possibly, but there you go. Let me know how you like this little battle of the songs, So if I remember it, I did it last minute. I didn't tell Charlene about it. I just decided last minute, so I added these in. Let us continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and we are in the year 1957. This is the last record from 1957 as we go to Glen Cove, Long Island for this pretty rare 45. I was lucky to get this I think he charged me $300 at the time. It was the late Kenny Thompson from South Jersey, who has passed away, unfortunately, but bought a lot of records from Kenny Thompson back in the day. But this is a request for listener Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room, and this is the group's second overall release, first recording for the Herald record banner in 1956. This was their second, came out on in September of 57 on Mary Halanka's Acme record label. The group included Bobby Coleman, John Cumbo, James Davis, Williams Edwards, and lead singer Henry Williamson. From September 57 for Gordy Freeman, these are the Sunbeams. On the Acme label, it's called Please Say You'll Be Mine. This is for Gordy. That is a killer record. That was my number. When I voted in those Relic surveys for 1957, that was my number one record on the Relic survey when I mailed my ballots in. And that is a request for listener Gordy Freeman, a very hard to get 45 on the original. You can get the repros out there on red vinyl. You know, and they play pretty nice. They're not bad playing. But that's September 57, The Sunbeams on the Acme label, Please Say You'll Be Mine. Great record that is. Johnny G here on a Saturday as we continue here, move into 1958, and fill a request for listener Joe Shacatano, who is now in our YouTube chat room, and great girl group sound here from the Bronx, New York. And these gals discovered in the summer of 1957 by ex-Valentine lead singer Richard Barrett, and they signed with George Golner's N record label. You know their debut single was a song called He's Gone. But they went on to have 11 releases for George Golner's End record label. This is their 6th that Joe requested. It features Arlene Smith on lead, and I have multiple copies of this. But this is Norm's copy, Brian, that plays really nice. But I'm not crazy for the West Coast Monarch presses. I just don't like the way they look. I like the VJs and the chess. The VJs, the chests, and the checkers, they're great. But these are okay, but they play pretty nice, as well as the Heralds, but they don't look nice, and the Embers. But we're going to play it anyway, by request for listener Joe Shacatano, Arlene Smith, and the Chantels on N Records from October 58. It's called Sure of Love for Joe Shacatano. There you go, that one there by request for listener Joe Shacatano in our YouTube chat room. Arlene Smith and the Chantels on George Golner's N record label. That's their 6th release from October 58. Sure of Love is the name of the tune. Let us stay in the year 1958. Fill a request for listener Oldies fan, a.k.a. Joseph Smith, in our YouTube chat room. Now, last week we paid tribute to the late Jerry Butler, the Iceman, who passed away. So many of our singers are passing away. It's an unfortunate thing, but life is funny in certain ways, but again, will always be remembered in music. And last week I featured a big hit by Jerry Butler. He was the lead singer of the Impressions, with For Your Precious Love. Featured that on actually the Abner label. It's my cleanest copy. Could have played my VJ, could have played my Falcon, but Joseph Smith requested the B-side of the 45, which is a cool up-tempo that the Iceman does. From May of 1958, as we remember, the late Jerry Butler with the Impressions featuring it on Abner Records by request for Oldies Fan. Here are the Impressions with Sweet Was the Wine.
Sweet was the wine that we drank last night. So sweet were the words you said as you held me tight. But what was sweeter than anything I know was when you kissed me at the door. Sweet was the music they played to a little song, and so sweet was the music that we danced to love. What was sweeter than anything I know was when you kissed me at the door. I'll never forget that moment of. So let's go back and reminisce. Oh, let's reminisce the night that we kissed. Meet me at the door. What was sweeter than anything I know was when you kissed me at the door. Sweet was the warmth of your embrace, and so sweet was the little smile that you had on your face. But what was sweeter than anything I know was when you kissed me at the door.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. There you go, by request for listener Oldie Fan, a.k.a. Joseph Smith, in our YouTube chat room. May 1958 release for Jerry Butler and the Impressions. That's the B-side to For Your Precious Love, song entitled Sweet Was the Wine, and that is on the Abner record label. First issued on, I think it was first issued on Falcon, and then it was put out on VJ. I think that's how it went, but the VJ is so rare. As we continue here in the 1958 block, let's fill a request for listener Emnon. This group is out of New York. This sextet included William Spann, Gerald and William Valentine, Earl Polite, Norman Grayson, and Andy Brooks. Collectively, they were known as the Pals. Now, this was their only release. Came out initially on this label that I'm featuring, Turf Records, in August of 1958, and then a year later issued in June of 59. But was it on this label? I don't know, Charlene. We don't have the label here. maybe, I don't know. Maybe it just was released twice. But it's kind of out of season for the title of the song, although I will say that it got to 60 degrees here in Westchester County, New York today, but now it is a balmy 23 degrees. So you go from 60 to 23 in a matter of a number of hours. But anyway, so can't really say this is the fact, but we'll play it for Emnon, August 58, the Pals on Turf Records. It's called Summer is Here for Emnon.
Summer is here. Buzz call the bees. The wind seems to whisper all through the trees. Summer is here. There is love in our hearts. Patiently happy and full of cheer. Summer is here. There is love in our hearts. The weather is warm. The days are so long. We'll be sad when it's gone. We were so happy when it began, but like all season, it has to end. Summer, yes, summer is in everyone's heart. The weather is warm, the days are so long. We'll be sad when it's gone. We are so happy when it began, but like all seasons, it has to end. Summer, yes, summer is in everyone's heart.
Yeah, they're liking that tune there in the YouTube chat room. Those are the Pals by request for listener Emnon, August 58 on Turf Records. Their tune called Summer is Here. Yeah, you know, Mike, maybe the Wisdoms, that song inspired the Wisdoms to sing Two Hearts Make One Love, because it definitely is the same melody on that, on their record there. It is. Johnny G here on a Saturday. Hope you're liking all these cool tunes out of the collection, but they're your requests. I'm just happy to have the request to feature them here on a Saturday night, this educational program. Those of you tuned into the program, hope you'll dig and great requests too, by the way, so thank you for that. If you have a request, you can send it to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. And here is a flip side from, I think it was a couple weeks ago. I featured this group out of Kingston, North Carolina. They were known as the Cool Toppers. This was this is the side I played was what, Charlene? It was called, I requested it for a request for Bill Sheriff. He requested the side, is that exactly what you want to do, is the side that I featured. I think he likes the flip side too. This is on a label called Beverly Records. Now, it was Barry Soltz that sold me this 45 many moons ago, though. Tune written by the group's manager, Lamond H. Drumge, Drumge, and it features 16-year-old Irving B. Perry on lead. Let's go to May of 1958 for the Cool Toppers with a K, Kool Toppers on Beverly Records. I'll send this one out to William in our YouTube chat room. The song is called "'Cause I Love You So," the Cool Toppers.
Oh, why do I feel that everything that you do when I know that you've been untrue? And when we kiss and we say goodnight, why do I still wanna hold you tight? Why do I pull the phone when you say bye-bye? Keep saying that I love you all the day I die. I guess I'm foolish of me, that's the way it's gotta be, 'cause I love you so. And how about the thing come back and say we're through and forgive you for all the foolish things you do. I guess it's true. I'll never marry you 'cause I love you so. Never wanna let it go. Why do I come back to say with you and forgive you for all the foolish things you do? I guess it's true. I will never marry you 'cause I love you so. I love you so. I love you so. I love you so. I love you so.
That's from May 1958 there. Those are the Cool Toppers on the Beverly record label. Song entitled "'Cause I Love You So," and that one they're going out to a William in our YouTube chat room, and that's with Irving B. Perry on lead. Marvin Pod mentions in the YouTube chat room that this group would eventually become the Corsairs that recorded Smoky Places on the Tough record label. This group out of Kingston, North Carolina. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Fill a request for listener Rick in Philly, who is back in our YouTube chat room. This group from Brooklyn, New York. You may know their signature song, which came out on the Premium record label out of Linden, New Jersey back in, 1956 maybe? Early 56 with My Heart's Desire. But they would have other releases. I think when they signed with Deluxe, they changed their name to the Federals, but then they would revert back to their original name, The Wheels. And this one's on Bob Shad's Time label, and it features Rudy Anderson on lead. I think he's got an unmistakable voice. But anyway, let's go to November of 58 by request for Rick in Philly in our YouTube chat room. These are The Wheels on Time Records. It's called So Young and So in Love. The Wheels for Rick in Philly. Wrong one, Johnny.
So young and so in love, we'll walk together, no fear of weather. Our love is true. We're not supposed to know what love is, not supposed to feel this glow. But every time I share your kisses, I want to tell the world we know we're so young and so in love. No time for sadness,
As going out to listener Rick and Phillies in our YouTube chat room. They don't sing like that anymore. They should. As the music of today, you know where Johnny G thinks it belongs. But those are the Wheels there. Rudy Anderson on lead. That's November 58 release on the Time label. So Young and So in Love. A 45 that the late George Doowop Tompkins turned Johnny G onto. So lots of George is being featured tonight. And he was a big... a very big influencer. Is that how the word? I mean, that's not the word. On some of these tunes that I've never heard before. So my aunt was really, she set the stage, but it were these collector shows like the Time Capsule Show and other shows that really educated me on the music, as Johnny G's hopefully doing to you out there, the Vinyl Show Treasure Show listeners. Let's continue here with a flip side request. Featured this group from Harlem, New York, on the last show. No, actually, it wasn't. It wasn't from Harlem, New York. And Charlene, it's not for Julian. It's for Casey Hines. Played the intended A side of this. I think it was for Frank Chingaro. Featured the Jesters. The Jesters with Now That You're Gone. It was the group's I guess their fifth release for Paul Winley's label. Their first four came out on Paul Winley's Winley label, and this was on his Cyclone label, and featured the intended A-side last week for Frank Chingaro, Now That You're Gone. We're going to feature the B-side now, which is the side that my aunt liked, and I think... it was a record she bought, but I broke it, unfortunately. Johnny G broke a lot of her 45s when I was a kid. This is from June 58. This is by request for Casey Hines. These are the Jesters. It features Lenny McKay on lead on Cyclone Records. The song is called I Laughed, for Casey.
Boom, 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 boom.
When she told me that she loved me so.
I love King
There you go. That one there going out to Casey Hines in Paris. Those are the Jesters, as Lenny McKay on lead with the Jesters, June 58 on Cyclone Records. I Laughed is the name of the tune. Johnny G is laughing here. Yes, I am, as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We are in the year 1958. Here's another Flipside request as we go to New Brunswick, New Jersey. Now, last week, I featured the flip side of this for Timothy, this group called the Smart Tones. And from September of 1958 on Al Silver's Herald record label, the song was called Ginny. And the flip side here, requested by listener Tom Shaughnessy. It's their only release on Herald Records, and they're called the Smart Tones. And this was the side that I heard on the Time Capsule show, I think, when that Relic LP came out, the best of Herald Records. I think Joe was featuring cuts from that LP, and that's when I first heard this song from September 58, going out to Tom Shaughnessy, the Smart Tones on Herald. The song is called Bobolink for Tommy. Go. That's going out to Tom Shaughnessy in Florida. Those are the Smart Tones. The Smart Tones on the Multicolor Herald label there. September 1958, their tune called Bobolink. Let us continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And up next, a request for listener Tommy Albergo tuned into the program. This group lived on 115th Street in Manhattan and in the same apartment building as the Bop Chords, but it was unfortunate that this group only had 2 releases and both came out on labels owned by Danny Robinson. Now, the group consisted of first tenor Herb Jennings, second tenor Irvin Jones, baritone Ron Clark, bass Douglas Jackson, and the lead singer Johnny Jackson, first recording for the Holiday label, Danny Robinson's Holiday Records. I have featured it here. I think it was Edmund that requested Counting the Stars, but this was their follow-up on the Vest label, Danny Robinson's Vest label, written by their manager at the time, Les Cooper, from 1958. Let's give a listen to The Ladders on Vest, and it's for Tommy Albergo. It's called Hey Pretty Baby, The Ladders.
Bio, 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 bio.
Singing on that side there, but there you go. That one there for Tommy Albergo, 1958 release. The Ladders on the Vest label. Hey Pretty Baby is the name of the tune for you collectors out there. The first press has actually the small print without the stars, and you can easily tell the stars is a much larger print. That was the record you would get if you bought it out of Times Square Records. 61 maybe, or 60 when it came out on the second time around. Johnny G here spinning the 45s as we continue here, and we have one more out of the year 1958 as we fill a request for California listener Matey Campboy. This this R&B duo from the Bronx, New York, recorded for High Weiss's Old Town record label, signed with Old Town in early 1956. They had 16 releases on the label between 56 and 62. Their signature song is a classic that I really like. I got a copyright issue when I played it here the last time. Their tune called We Belong Together. But this is, I should say, their follow-up to that song was a tune called Marry Me, but Matey requested the flip side of that, which, by the way, there were two different alternate flip sides. One was called I Believe in You, and the other was this tune, written by Robert Carr and Johnny Mitchell, a.k.a. Robert and Johnny. From May 58, going out to Matey Campboy on the Old Town label, Robert and Johnny with I Know.
Yes, I do. Shoo-be-doo. Whoa, 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 I know. Shoo-be-doo. That I need you. Shoo-be-doo. I will always please you. Shoo-be-doo. No matter what you do. I'm living my life just for you.
Trying to do, darling, just the things you want and expect me to.
Down on my knees, begging you, please.
Love me, honey. Love me as I really, really love you.
I know, shoo-be-doo, that I love you. Shoo-be-doo, that I want you. Shoo-be-doo, yes I do. Shoo-be-doo, whoa, 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 I know. Shoo-be-doo, whoa, 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 I know.
That's Robert and Johnny there. Robert and Johnny on High Weiss's Old Town record label. That's by request for a listener, Matey Campboy from May 58. I Know is the name of the tune. Now, the reason they would change this with the, I think it was because it was too, well, wait a minute. So, yeah, no, I don't know why they changed this to I Believe in You as the flip side. Because, let me see, what was the number here? 897 and 898. So, I don't know, maybe they just, I'm trying to think if it was the same number, Charlene, or not. On this, if it was the same Old Town number or not. We don't have it here. But anyway, either way, from May 58, Robert and Johnny, that's Robert Carr and Johnny Mitchell on Old Town Records. For Matey Campboy in our YouTube chat, we have to say hi to Matey. The song entitled I Know. Let's move into 1959 now as we go to Chicago, Illinois. And this group first recorded earlier for the United record label, but I think only one group member ended up with the group was continued on, but only with one of the original group members. And this came out, this was their first of six that came out on Bill Shepard's Apex label. Bill Shepard also managed the group, and I think wrote... Did he write the tunes also? Yes, he was definitely one of the writers. He was. So this is out on the Apex record label. It features Millard Edwards on lead, and who did not co-write this. The label owner did. This is from April 59. These are the Shepherds. The Shepherds on the Apex record label. I used to hear this on Oldies Radio back in the day when I first started tuning into the programs here in the New York area. Let's send this one out to listener Don Folletti. The Shepherds on Apex Records. It's called Island of Love.
I have heard of an island where young lovers often go. They say it's wonderful. I wanna go. I wanna go. Because I've read about it, heard about it, talked so very much about it. That's where we belong. They say on moonlit nights when the stars are oh so bright, you can hear the seashells at night singing love. I have known, but never, no, not like this before. All of my life, I have waited, for someone like you to adore. All through the night, I dream I hold you tight on an island, yes, an island of love.
April 1959 release there for the Shepherds. That's Millard Edwards on lead with the Shepherds, their first of 6 on Bill Shepard's Apex record label. Island of Love is the name of the tune. We'll send that one out to listener Don Folletti. We are in the 1959 block, although this record sounds so much earlier than that. Well, not so much earlier, at least 57, or all right, 58, but featured the Clintonian Cubs, this group out of Harlem, New York, played it for Liam in Australia. They were like 9 and 10-year-olds, and the group included Leon Johnson, Alfonso Johnson, Vernon Smith, Donald Sturkey, and lead singer Jimmy Sturkey. Now, Liam requested last week the A-side called Confusion. I don't know if that was the A-side, but this is the flip side here. And Jimmy Castor wrote this tune. They were doing some writing at the time. Jimmy Castor and John Pruitt wrote this tune. And this is on Al Johnson's My Brother label. This is a rare 45. We'll send it out to Liam. And it says 59. I don't know, but it says 59. The Clintonian Cubs on My Brothers, and this is for Liam. It's called She's Just My Size. This is for Liam, the Clintonian Cubs. Oh, wait. Messed that up here. That's because the Copyright Police came out.
just 3'3".
Yeah, they are young, really young young 9 and 10-year-olds there. Those are the Clintonian Cubs going out to Liam in Australia. 1959 on My Brother's Records, She's Just My Size is the name of the tune. And we are in the year 1959. Let's go back to the Bronx. Fill a request for Gary Hendren in Alabama for this next group. They had two of the group members were also members of the Harmonaires that recorded for the Holiday label, Clinton Holland and Albert George, who was the bass of the group. Some of you may own this on the second label, Barry Records, but the original came out on William Maxwell's Munich Records, which is out of Hempstead, New York. And first time I heard this was on the Gus Gossard Show. Let's go to December of 59 by request for Gary Hendren in Alabama. These are the Bonnievilles on Munich Records, and the song is called Zoo Zoo for Gary.
Zoo.
December 1959 release there for the Bonnievilles on the Munich record label. Zuzu is the name of the tune. That one there by request for Gary Hendren in Alabama. We're going to flip the 45 over, not because Daryl Letts mentioned it in the chat room, because actually I had a request for Frank Chingaro asked me for the flip side of this, but we'll send it out to Frank and also to Daryl. Had it scheduled. And this is another, this side also is excellent. You know, I mentioned that High Weiss would purchase the masters and put it out on his Barry label in 62. Now this is the original. Supposedly this is on another color label, I think a black label that some people say, I don't know if it was the first or not. But anyway, I have it on the maroon. I've never seen it on the black label. This is December 59, the Bonnievilles on the Munich label, the flip side of Zuzu. It's called Lorraine. We'll send this one out to Daryl Letts and also to Frank Chingaro, the Bonnievilles.
seated so close to you on a crowded subway car.
Dip, whip.
Afraid to touch your hand, you seem so very far. Don't even know your name. Just for now, I'll call you my Lorraine. The train come to a stop. You get up and you leave. I like the way you walk. You move with ease. Don't even know your name. Just for now, I'll call you my Lorraine. Well, your hair is like the sun by day, and your eyes are like the moon by night. Well, I don't even know your name, but just for now I'll call you my Lorraine. Well, I think of you every night. Oh, I dreamt I was holding you so tight. Don't even know your name. Just for now, I'll call you my Lorraine.
Well, now,
Just for now, I'll call you my
There you go. That one there by request for listeners Frank Chingaro and Daryl Letts. Those are the Bonnievilles there. That is the flip side of Zuzu. I lost my place. December 1959 on the Munich record label, and supposedly the black press. I don't think it was the first, but I think it's a rarer press. I think because maybe High Weiss kind of became involved with pressing it up. I think that's probably what probably happened with that. So maybe that's why the print became smaller, etc. So sometimes these second releases are much harder, like the one that's on Mainline, where I played the Fabulaires, and I played the Fabulaires on East West, and even though that was the first press, it's harder to get it on Mainline. It just goes for more money. Don't ask. I don't know why that is, but anyway. But I also have to say that Johnny G will be on tomorrow morning, probably. Well, I don't know what Zeb will play, but he's been playing some of my recent archived shows, normally the one from the previous week, but he did play a 78 show, and also he has played the 60s show, so I don't know which one. You have to check it out. I'll be on KKSM 1320 AM, which is out of Palomar College, out of San Marcos, California. You can tune in. I don't get the radio up here 1320 AM, but you can tune in at palomar.edu. And if you call up that website, there's a safe player there, and you can listen on your phone or your tablet or your PC. And I'll be on tomorrow beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. California time, West Coast time, 6 to 9. They have 3 hours of Johnny G's. They cut it off right at 3 hours. I think that 78 show I did the last time was just 3 hours, so they left the whole thing on, which was pretty cool. But anyway, let us continue here. Let's fill a request now for a listener in our chat room. I'm looking here. Gary McLinden. Charlene has it in the write-up. This is for Gary McLinden in our YouTube chat room as we head to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for this group. This is on Walter Meyer's Matador label. This is the group's first of two. And yes, Gary, it's hard to see, and I think they probably reissued this because you can't see this red on orange. It's just blinding. But believe me, there's lots of labels like this. And you would think they would know better. But the group is called the Cameos, and it features Donald Carter on lead. This is from December 59, the true first press on this orange label. Then it came out on the maroon label. Now, the West Coast presses are blue, so those are easy to see also. So this is going out to Gary, December 59, the Cameos on Matador. It's called I Remember When for Gary.
Do 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 do. I remember when I walk you home from school each day.
Strong in March,
just as it was each day in May.
it seems so long ago, and time it goes so slow. Please come back, my darling, to love you never know. I remember when
we kissed goodnight right at your door.
I remember when
our lips have met like this before.
Then it had to happen. I don't know why you left my side. Please come back, my darling, and fulfill this burning desire. I need you so. I am failing everything in school. Once I was so warm with love, and now it seems so cool. Show me that you love me, help me pass in all I do. Darling, oh my darling, everything I do is for you.
First time that our lips have met,
I remember when
the first time I called you my pet.
Then it had to happen to one who loves you true. Please come back, my darling, and let us start anew. Let us start anew.
That's December 1959 release there for the Cameos. The Cameos on the Matador record label. That's going out to Gary McLinden in our YouTube chat room. I Remember When is the name of the tune. Some of you remember when, as Reed King, who just entered our YouTube chat room, does on some of these releases, because some of you guys and gals lived the music. Johnny G did not. I was only living it through my Aunt Mary, who had the records. And again, I really wasn't tuning into regular radio. Probably 1965 is when I was, 58 to 65. I was young, but I do remember hearing certain things on the radio. I will tell you that. But let us continue here. And we are in the 1959 block. Fill a request for listener Bill Olb in New Jersey. And this gal was a member of the Hearts. She also sang with the J-Nets. I played both sides of that 45, that rare record on Zell Sanders' J&S record label, just the last couple of weeks. But in August of 1958, she signed with Donald Shaw's Neptune label, which was out of Newark, New Jersey. Now, Bill requested her second release from April of 1959. Let's give a listen to Baby Washington. Baby Washington on the Neptune label. This is for Bill Obe. It's called The Bells, parentheses, on Our Wedding Day. Baby Washington for Bill Obe. Go by request for listener Bill Obe. That's Baby Washington. That's her second of 7 on the Neptune record label from April 1959, The Bells, parentheses, on Our Wedding Day. That tune written by John Hugo Hicks. Yes, Big Dave Swinger. As we continue here in 1959, let's fill a request for listener Chris Reed. This group is out of Cleveland, Ohio. Now, this is the group's debut single. This group formed while, or some of the members of this group, I should say, first got together while students at East Technical High School. Now, the members were J.C. Tatum, Otis Carter, David McFadden, Ernest Smith, and Harvey Hall. Collectively, they were known as the Fabulous Flames, and they had this release, which is on the Rex Records, which was distributed by, I think it's Ember Records, distributed this. This tune written by Bill Jacobs, from January of 1959. This is going out to Chris Reed, the Fabulous Flames on Rex. The tune is called My Joan.
My Joan, she rocks, she rolls, she hops, my own sweet Joan. She strolls, she bops, she's fine. And she is mine. My Joan, she thrills, she fills my heart when she holds me. The music starts playing, saying, this is so sublime. So sublime. Each little kiss is a heaven of bliss as long as I'm kissing Joan. When we're apart, my my Joan? We just can't wait till we graduate on a day so great. We'll set the date, then my claim to fame will be, she'll be my own, my Joan, my Joan, my own.
There you go. That one there going out to listener Chris Reed. Those are the Fabulous Flames, January 1959. It's on the Rex record label, song entitled My Joan. Now, with the group's next release, they decided to change their name. They said, you know what, the Fabulous Flames, that's too much, probably too close to James Brown and the Fabulous Flames. And so they decided to change their name. They would change their name to the Fabulous Five. And this is a request for listener Jim Lampley in Texas. This was the group's very next release. Came out on Sid Nathan's King record label. A tune written by group member Harvey Hall, and this is from June of 1959. These are the Fabulous Five, aka the Fabulous Flames, on King Records for Jim Lampley in Texas. It's called what I don't even want to say is fun, and maybe many of you will agree with me. This song is called Getting Old for Jim in Texas.
When I was young and in my prime, I had women all the time. Now I'm old, bones and soul, can't get a woman to save my soul. I'm getting old, I'm getting old, I'm getting old, and the women don't want me no more. Well, I went to sleep floor the other day. You did big time hard, you in a very bad way. You lost your pep and you don't run around. Daddy, daddy, I've got to put you down. You know, you know, you know, you know, I need a young man to rock my soul. Well, my best girl started turning cold. I tried to tell her that I wasn't that old, but the wrinkles in my face were a dead giveaway. She said, go Joe Blow, hit the door and scream, you're too old, you're too old, you're too old, you're getting old, and the women don't want you no more. Well, the other night I had a dream. I met a sweet little thing just past 16. She slapped me with my hand I was trying to hold. Daddy, 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 you're too darn bold. You know, you know, you know, you know, and the women don't want you no more. Well, that's my story. Take my advice. If the young girls pass, don't look twice. Your head's getting bald, your hair turning gray. Daddy, you've seen your very best days. You know, you know, you know, you know, and the women don't want you no more. Well, want you no more. Yeah, want you no more.
There you go. That one there by request for Jim Lampley in Texas, June 59 release, The Fabulous Five. the Fabulous Five on the King record label, Getting Old. Now, we heard their prior release, or their earlier release, called My Joan as the Fabulous Flames. They would have two more 45s, and both on Bob Shad labels. With their next release, they recorded on the Shad label as the Big Five, great two-sided 45 that one is, and then one more time on Bob Shad's Time label as the Fabulous Five Flames. So there you go. They really made the gamut with their name changes. Johnny G here. We are in Vinyltreasure Overtime, but when was the last time I got to 1960 at 12:09? I don't know, it's been a long time, but there's not many more 45s to go, folks. But let's fill a request for listener Ryan Heisey. He's been requesting this group out of New Haven, Connecticut. Already featured both sides of their debut single from 1958 on the Alert label. And then I think last week I played, I should say the last couple weeks, well, it was last week, and the week before played two sides of their other release, which was after this one on Rust Records. But this is their second release, which came out on Bobby Robinson's Fury record label. They were out of New Haven, Connecticut. They were called The Premiers, and the tune written by the lead singer of the group, his name is Roger Koob, although they messed up the spelling on this. I don't know what they called him, but it's not Koob, but it is Koob on lead. This is from January 1960. Going out to Ryan Heisey, The Premiers on Fury. Their tune is called I Pray. This is for Ryan.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray our love will always keep. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray our love will always keep.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray our love will always keep. And if our love should wander far, then take my love to where you are.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray our love will always keep. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray our love will always keep.
Bless the times I've spent with you. Bless the day and night time too. All our days would turn out bright if we said this every night. I pray for every time we wish on a star that all our hopes and dreams come true. I pray for them whose hearts have been torn apart, but most of all, I pray for you.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray our love will always keep. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray our love will always keep. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray our love.
There you go. They're out of New Haven, Connecticut. They're called The Premiers. The lead singer there, Roger Koob, he wrote that tune January 1960. Released there on Fury Records. I Pray is the name of the tune. Now this a group also recorded for Ember Records as Roger and the Travelers, and also recorded for Comet Records as the Buddies, and also as the Frontiers on both a Philips and the MGM record label. And we have one more of 45 out of 1960. It's the flip side request from last week. Featured this group called the Sheiks. out of New York on the Amy record label for listener Paul Michel. Their tune was called Come On Back. And the flip side here, requested by listener Daryl Letts. It's great two-sided 45. The unfortunate thing is it's styrene and it's on a painted-on label. Two things that Johnny G hates. But let's go to June of 1960 for Daryl Letts, The Sheiks on Amy. It's called Please Don't Take Away the Girl I Love. The Sheiks for Daryl Letts. Yeah, that's going out to Daryl Letts. You hear that crackle, that styrene crackle on that tune there. Those are the Sheiks. Great two-sided 45, June 1960 on the Amy record label. Please Don't Take Away the Girl I Love is the name of the tune. Let's skip now. I had no requests from 1961, at least that I've featured here on the show, but let's move to 1962 now. Fill a request for listener Paul Michel. These were high school friends of Paul Michel. He went to school with some of the members of this group from Wantagh, Long Island. Did I say that right, Reed? Wantagh, Long Island. This group's debut single came out in 1961 on the Music Maker record label, and those Music Maker releases featured Frank Mancuso on lead, but he left the group in April of 62, and Bobby Bloom took his place. And it was the same Bobby Bloom that had a hit, Montego Bay? What was that, 1972? But anyway, he was the lead singer of this group from December of this Imaginations group. This is from December of 62 by request for listener Paul Michel, the Imaginations on the ballad label. It's called Wait a Little Longer, Son. The Imaginations for Paul Michel. like that one there in the YouTube chat room. That's the Sound of the Imaginations, requested by Paul Michel, December 62 on the Ballad record label. That's Bobby Bloom on lead there with the Imaginations. Wait a Little Longer, Son is the name of the tune. Now, Bobby Bloom went on to form a group called The Expressions that recorded for the Parkway label in 1963. And again, he then had a successful solo career. It was unfortunate, though, that we lost Bobby Bloom on February 28th of 1974. He was only 28 years old, supposedly. Died while cleaning his gun by an accident. A horrible death there for that lead singer Bobby Bloom, as we remember. Johnny G here on a Saturday. We have three more 45s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Up next, a request for listener Strictly 45s as we go back to Detroit, Michigan for this group. First recording for the Mercury label way back in 1959. They would have their biggest hit, though, on for Flick Records in a song called You're So Fine, which was distributed nationally on Unart Records, but they recorded for a number of different labels during their career. They had three releases on the Atlantic record label. This was their first that Strictly 45s requested, tune written by group members Eddie Floyd and Mac Rice. And this charted number 38 on WYLD in New Orleans, Louisiana. It features Joe Stubbs on lead, and Joe Stubbs was the brother of Levi Stubbs, who was the lead singer of the Four Tops. This is from June 62. The Falcons on Atlantic Records for Strictly 45s. The song is called, one word, it's called Darling.
What you say, oh, my little darling? What you say, darling? Call one more time, oh, darling. Darling, come back to me. Won't you hear my plea? I know you're in love with someone else, and time again I know you are my friend, but it seems like a million years, and I just want to say, darling, and I just want to call her one more time, darling, every time I hear someone call your name, baby, my tears come falling down like rain. If you would just give me one more chance, I'll show you I can be a better man. And I just want to say, and I don't believe she heard me, darling, and I just want to call her one more time, darling, darling, I want to call in the midnight hour, darling, and I want to call her, and I want to call her.
Yeah, that's June 62 release there. by a group called the Falcons. That's Joe Stubbs on lead. That's Levi Stubbs' brother there on lead with the Falcons. Their first of 3 on the Atlantic label, song entitled Darling. 2 more 45s to go here before Johnny G signs off on the Vinyltreasure show. Again, this is it was only our second show of the week. I will have 3 shows next week. I'll be back on Wednesday evening beginning at 9 p.m. for the Soul Show. So if you like soul music from the 60s, and now I've been featuring a little bit in the early 70s, if I could find the records. I told you my 70s boxes are all down in the basement. There's about 200 boxes down there with 200 records in each box that I have to go through. There's a lot of records. So I have a bunch that I have written down that I have to look for, that I know that I have. Others I've been getting requests for during the week, and I don't have them. Again, I was picking up those 70s records for A Song and a Dance, practically nothing back in the day. But I'll eventually get through those records. It's going to take me a while because then I have the 78 show, which will be on Thursday. That's an afternoon show beginning at 3 p.m. Going to feature some 78s from the 1940s, and then we'll close out I've been closing out at 58 if I have some that late, but at least 57 or 58. I always get a good mix of the records there. And then I'll be back here next Saturday night for more 50s and early 60s out of my collection. I think my tuner my amp is going. This is an old amp. It's from like 1971. It's an Onkyo. It's been great. And I have some other amps down in the basement here, but I think that's what's changing, because you're saying I sound fine with the levels. I'm making sure that the levels are okay, but I hear it on my speakers. I'm listening. I can't wear earphones. I just can't do it. But I'm listening back. I'm playing the records loud, and it's coming in and out. And I think it's this amp, this Onkyo amp. It just, when I play the records, the sound gets louder. It's like more trebly. And then, and it's not the knob. I did what Darren told me to do, so I don't know what's going on with it. If I lose my amp and I can't hear it, then I'm going to have to wear ear. That's not going to work. Johnny G's going to have to get it fixed. But as long as it's sounding good to you, that is the main thing. So let's continue here, get these last couple of records in here. This is a request for John Engstrom, because I like the flip side of this better, but this side's okay. There's a group on the flip of this, but I don't think there's a group on this side that John requested. The dates are questionable. All I know is Charlene says, Johnny, somebody says 1964. This record is not 64. The numbering sequence on this is different, and the print is different. Reed, you're going to have to, we can talk about this record, but I say this record is from 62, maybe 63, but it's by a gal. Her name is Carol Hunt, and she wrote this tune. This is on a label called Terron Records, which was owned by Terry Donovan and Ronald Soloway. And it's out of Hollywood, California. It doesn't have a delta in it, so I couldn't date it by that. And I couldn't find a copyright. But I'm going to say firmly it's from 62 or late 62. So this is for John Engstrom. He can't find this record anywhere. Let's give a listen to Carol Hunt on Terron. The song is called Oh Baby Please for John Engstrom. There you go.
Will be just fine.
There you go. By request for listener John Engstrom there. That is not 64, folks. No way. But that's Carol Hunt. I say 62. Sounds more like 62. It's on the Tehran record label. Spence sold me that record. I have another record on this label too. I forget what it is. But that's Carol Hunt for going out to a John Engstrom. It's called Oh Baby Please. There you go. But that's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool 45s out of my collection. If you have a request or you have a question or you want to talk about the show, I receive so many great emails every week from the listeners. Many are not chatters, and that's fine, but it's glad to know that you're out there. Disc jockeys like to receive emails from their listeners that they enjoyed the show, of certain suggestions. Bill Sheriff had that great suggestion of playing the two songs together, and I think a lot of people like that, so I may continue with that. If I remember that, you send me a request, and I think I said, hey, I know that. Somebody else did that, or put the original on, and you can compare it. That's a good thing. So I'll try to continue with that. Sometimes it's not that easy. But anyway, again, if you have a request, send it to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Copyright Police were not out that much tonight, so I don't think I have to worry for this show not posting. But if it doesn't post at all on my community tab, I'll put the link to my website where you can stream or download the shows there. There are people that like to download that show and put it on their PCs or on CDs or whatever. It's vinyltreasures.net. That is the website. So again, thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed this show. Thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. Now, we're going to close the show tonight from 1964. This is a request for listener Chris Reed, who came in. Well, Chris Reed, you heard your requests here toward the end of the program here. I said, depending on if I had extra time, I could put some at the end of the show, so I stuck this one in. This singer, born in Ennis, Texas, this, though, began recording but then he would relocate to California in 1955, where he attended LA City College. First recording in 1958 on the Playback label. I don't have that 45. I wish I had that one. And then recording with a group called The Blenders on Jake Porter's Combo label. In 1960, had releases on Baronet, and then in Dynamite Records in 1962. Now, Chris requested his next single. This came out on Andy Williamson's Excel record label, which was out of Watts, California. This is his first of two. I have both. I think I have both. Pretty sure. This is a song he wrote together with Art Monday, who is a vocalist and songwriter and arranger, and produced a number of sides on other various labels. Okay, this is Ray Frazier and the Moonrays. Ray Frazier and the Moonrays, from 1964, but the Moonrays in reality are the Sharps, okay? All right, Charlene. This is by request for Chris Reed, Ray Frazier and the Moonrays on Excel Records. The song is called Days. Well, Johnny G will be back on Wednesday for the Soul Show at 9 p.m. right here on YouTube and also live on Oldies and More Radio. So if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing, as nobody does what I do here. There are lots of shows that play this music and some that even give history, but never with the spin that I do. So thank you all for being here, and I want everybody to have a safe and happy week, and I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Just want to say, everybody, so long. This is for Chris Reed on Excel. This is Ray Frazier and the Moonrays, Days.